Geez, you're not mucking around, mate. It's down to your shoulder already. Morning, brothers. How you doing? We're digging holes today. I tried to make a bro check video, but I had nothing to talk about. I was just talking rubbish. Nothing really new. Saying to Daymo just before that I went to the doctor probably 21 years ago. I have chronic sciatica because I buggered this whole leg up in a motorbike accident. It's ripped and it hurt. It keeps me awake most nights. So I had codeine last night, so I slept okay. But the doctor said to me the two things that are the worst for sciatic pain for that type I had is making love to a woman or digging holes. Well, it's been a bloody long time since I made love to a woman. But if I'm going to wreck me back on one of those two things, I'd rather it be that than digging bloody holes. What do you reckon, Daymo?
Yep.
If you had to choose.
Oh, I love you, mate, but I'd rather go out rooting.
You'd rather go out rooting? Yeah, no. Well, it's the thing that drives us men, isn't it? And it's not digging holes, it's women and making love to them. But it's been a long time for me, and it's important. I think people say that it's not everything, but fuck it, sure hell, be nice occasionally, wouldn't it? Well, you don't have to worry, young buck. You don't have a girlfriend, do you?
Oh.
No? Yeah, no, okay. I won't talk about that. Yeah. I have seen him watching that sheep quite a bit in the paddock and wondered.
Yeah.
Came home the other day, it was tied to a pole. Daymo was having a beer on the veranda.
He could hear it go.
Anyway, this is the Bro Check Club channel, and nothing to say this morning, so we're just talking shit, shooting the shit with you. A big hearty thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the channel, man. The amount of you guys that have jumped on that and added your 2 cents worth. I've only been going a short time, and it's sort of like a little club, really. And I've learned a lot from a lot of what you guys have written up yourself. There's some really cool comments. This morning Daymo was reading a few comments, and Selwyn, who's an absolute top shelf good bastard, he's #1 good bastard in the North Island. There you go, Selwyn. He's a fisherman. He used to drink, what, 10 coffees a day?
Yeah.
Fuck, 10 coffees a day. Yeah, I used to probably have 3 or 4. Daymo and I have gone decaf now. We're decaffeinated because it's not good for my heart, and Daymo says it makes him a wee bit jittery.
Anxious, yeah.
Anxious. Shit, man, you wrote that by yourself? Yeah, that looks good, eh?
Yeah.
We're going to get a bit of pea metal and we're going to ram it down rather than concrete them, I think. We could concrete them in, but no, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
They'll stay up longer, but then we've got them in permanently if we want to shift things around. He didn't stuff around, he didn't muck around. He dug that hole in, honestly, probably 10 minutes. How deep is it, man? About 600?
700.
700?
Yep.
Oh, right, yep. Oh, what I'm doing today is I'm securing a place to put some nets up, keep the birds and the rabbits off my veggies because they're eating everything. They're destroying it. One of the things that COVID gave to me was gardening. Couldn't go hunting, couldn't go fishing. I don't know why we couldn't do those things really. We probably could have, but we didn't because we weren't allowed to. And so I started gardening, and that was over 2 years ago. My nephew Mikhail and I started gardening together. And man, we actually had a really good time during that time. That's when I really bonded with my nephew. He was a bit lost. He come to me, so I looked after him. We planted vegetables, a few fruit trees. Most of them died because we did it wrong. We don't know what we're doing. We still don't know. We're still learning, really. This clay here is actually really has a lot of nutritional value in it for plants, believe it or not. Mix a bit of sand with it and you've got some good soil. Well, you need other stuff too, bit of fertiliser, bit of chicken poo, bit of sheep poo, bit of horse poo, bit of seaweed, bit of coffee grounds, scraps, old compost scraps, sawdust, stuff out of my compost. Yeah, the sheep poo off the paddock's really good. So one of the things that for a man's health that's really, really good is gardening. I found that out. So for any of you guys that struggling with the black dog, depression, or also anxiety, I think gardening's really good for it. It's really hard to plant stuff and get your hands into this stuff here and get riding down and also feel shit at the same time. I've been going through a grieving process the last few weeks, and it's been really therapeutic for me. It's really helped me a lot deal with the pain of losing Mikhail. I've got out most days. One of the things I started doing is I started growing lilies, and I'll get the camera closer because I'm busy shouting. I don't have to shout. I started growing lilies, and it's probably the first time in my life I even thought about having something like that. I'll show you what Daymo's done over here. He's done this one down here, look. It's a good hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in 3 rows right in here. And this hill of stuff where I had the duck pond dug out, I'm going to tear it and put vegetables in tiers because the sun comes here in the morning. Yeah, bud, that looks good, mate. Have you got your other post marked, have you?
Oh, it's just figuring out roughly how
Where it's going to go?
long we want to, how far we want to
Yeah,
go.
I'll come down, I'll show you, bud. I think they call these a trench shovel. So anyway, as I was saying before, the thing about getting your hands into this stuff here and getting right down into it, what it does is it kind of grounds you. So when you're not well, and by the way, I don't class grieving as not being not well. I class it as a process that you've got to go through. You can't cheat it. You just got to go through it. And not everybody handles death different in their own way. For some people it's a spiritual thing. I'm not a spiritual person really, but I do believe we have a spirit, but I just don't know. I never see anything to be spiritual. I'm not spiritual. Went to church and that when I was a kid, but nah, I don't see anything, don't feel anything. Not like some of you. Some of you are very spiritual out there. Heck, you watch the channel, you're a man of God. Yeah, I just don't feel it. But anyway, we won't get into that conversation because that one there can go right down another rabbit hole. The process of grieving is one that, I guess what it is sort of acceptance of the massive loss of something or somebody you love and coming to terms with it. And I don't think it ever really goes away 100%, but I think in time it gets a lot better. And some of you have lost people that you love. You've lost partners. Parents have lost children. A lot of children, of course, have lost parents, and that can be natural, but that's a natural process. The main thing with anything like that is to make sure as you go through it that you also take steps to make sure you don't go into actual depression over it. You do it in a healthy way. So whilst I'm going through this grieving process of loss, and I've had 3 big cries, like really big ones. I haven't cried for 2 weeks now, and I don't feel I need to, but I'm still in that stage. What I've done through that though is I've done a lot of gardening, and I'm not a good gardener. Well, this shoulder's pretty well buggered, so I'm slow at everything I do. But I enjoy it, and I enjoy getting into the dirt, and it gives me a sense of achievement. Digging a hole. You start off with a piece of ground, and you get deeper and deeper, and it's a little bit of achievement. And when it's finished, the hole, there's a feeling I've achieved something. So for any of you that are going through a tough patch right now, start a small garden. And to you students that struggle to pay for your food and that, in the summertime particularly, or springtime, put in your vegetables you can be eating within 6 to 8 weeks. All the lettuces, zucchinis, that is a plant that keeps on giving and giving. You plant zucchinis, and by summertime you can keep taking them off every day, and it's worth it because vegetables are ridiculously expensive. It's $10 for a wee thing of those cherry tomatoes. I've got cherry tomatoes still growing. We're probably eating a couple of $100 worth of cherry tomatoes. So having a garden it's a good thing. It's a good thing for you, for your wallet. It's good for your health. Good tucker. You can't beat. And it's also good for your emotional state to be growing stuff. The Ruahine Hunter has got a really good channel, and check it out if you never have done. Joe, awesome guy, and I remember one of his videos years ago he did on growing bonsai, and he showed us his bonsai plants, and you look at bonsai, they're tiny little trees that are miniature, and they are just for the aesthetics of looking at. You can't eat anything from it. If you could, it'd be pretty bloody small. It's just something that you take the tree and you stunt its growth, and you keep the nutrition down, and you cut bits and you trim bits. It's an art form really, but the whole thing is you're working with a plant and you've been centered on that, and you're putting your love into it and your energy, and it's a way of being grounded again. So for you guys that are struggling on that level, consider having a garden if you don't already. And for those of you that aren't struggling, just watching this, if you don't have a garden, it will add quality to your life. And I'm lucky because I've got land here. If you're renting, then you can get planter boxes, or you can buy those bags, and you can fill them up. You can grow a lot of stuff in a small space. I've got strawberries that I'm growing on a bed, and it's standing up, so you can have an upright garden, and you can plant in a way where you've got like lots of plants in a very small space, and it's cool. It's really cool. I'm going to have to make this hole a bit wider because the posts are actually, yeah, we're going to need a bit more room in this. Anyway, a very short talk today, guys. I hope this video finds you all well. I'm going to take a bit of dirt out of here and go measure it up. I hope life's treating you well, and thanks for joining us on the Bro Chick Club. Before we go, I'll show you my wasabi. I built this planter box here. I built that, and it's got a massive amount of dirt in it, but the plants are just doing it beautifully. They're actually starting to flower. See those white tops? Wasabi likes about 100% shade, and these have only got 2 shade cloths over the top, so they're getting a wee bit too much sun, but through the winter they're all right. Okay, and over here's where Daymo's staying. My patrons paid for that. His accommodation is covered, so he can stay here on the land and he can heal. That's what he's here for. And part of Daymo's healing is working on the days when his body's able to. He's got a lot of pain. He'll be hurting after digging those holes. He's got a lot of damage after an accident, but so he just does what he can, and it's sustained by you guys, you good bastards, which is really, really awesome. And I love having him around here. Is that Poe out of the kennel, bro? Oh, it's the neighbour's dog. Oh, neighbour's dog, okay. It looks like Poe. No, it does, eh? Anyway, go steady, we'll see you next video. Dogs are used to seeing her, eh? She's eating apples. Are you sure it's not Poe? Oh, she's in the kennel. Okay, have me full. Dog it's Murray's dog up there. I'll finish it by panning around over. You can see that far away or not. Just down there by the apples there. Yeah, that's my neighbour's dog just come down chomping on an apple. Hard case. Daymo's into his next hole. He's already down on his knees. He'll probably dig 3 holes to my 1. Hey guys, have a great day, and we'll see you next video. See you later. Bye. I'll take care of my little hole.